Hello, everyone. My name is Kiana Sturdivant, and this is MEDT 7454, and you're watching my book talk. So, the theme of my presentation today for this book talk is representation matters. Did you know that only 9% of all children books have a character of color within them? This is why representation matters. If you see yourself, then you can identify and imagine yourself as being them or that person that you're able to see within the text. And another way to look at it is if you see it, then you can believe it. And then this sign actually says representation matters. If you can see it, you can be it. So this is my theme for this book talk. So the books that we're looking at today will be the Sadiq books. He has approximately 14 books in a series. And Sadiq is a young Somalian, um, which means he's from Somali, which is a country in Africa. And each of his books within the series, he goes on a different adventure. And we're going to view five of them today. So the first one we have is Sadiq in the Perfect Play by Saman Nurali and Ajan Sakar. So, the summary for Sadiq and the Perfect Player: Sadiq and his friends created the Friends Theater Club, where they decide to make their own play. In this book, you will discover what will happen when choices are made alone without his friends' input. The characters within the story are as follow. You have Sadiq, who's the main character. You have his sister, her name is Aliyah. You have some of his friends, which are Manny, Zaza, Zara, Denny, Grayson. You also have Mr. Setterstorm, which is the carpenter, also known as Grayson's father. And then we have Baba, which is Sadiq's father. And Baba, guys, means father in the Somali language. The central idea: Sadiq took on a role as the director of the play, and he believed that the director did every component of the play. So the important events that happened was Sadiq dictated to his friends, his peers, and sister on every aspect of the play while not listening to anyone. So they were asking about what play to do. He already selected it without getting anybody's input, and then they were trying to decide on, what roles to play. And instead of them choosing or deciding as a group, Sadiq went ahead and took over. Then the major takeaway for this book is you should not try to do everything yourself when putting on a play. Sadiq learned that the director does not do everything, they delegate tasks. And it is okay to rely on your friends and family for help. And finally, it is important to listen to others' people's input. So that's the first book. Let's take a look at the second one. We have Sadiq in the Desert Storm. Again, the same author and the same illustrator, Saman Nourali and Ajan Sakar. The summary for this one is Sadiq goes on an adventure to learn about space. Sadiq learns about his father's passion for the Desert Star, which, by the way, was a star in his father's hometown that he used to be able to see it in the middle of the night. And that sparks Sadiq's interest. The characters in this story: we have Sadiq as the main character, Mrs. Battersby is his teacher, Diego is the researcher, um, Sadiq father, also known as Baba, and then mother in Somali language is Huyo, and then you also have his classmates. The central idea is astronomers and learning about space is fun, and this book made science interesting. So important events that occurred is Sadiq's father was telling him about the desert star before bedtime, and Sadiq and his classmates were able to take a field trip to the observatory. Sadiq decided to create the space club at school. So these were some of the important events that occurred. And then the takeaway: you do not have to spend a lot of money on a telescope. And if you're interested in exploring space, you can build your own telescope for little to no money. Let's take a look at the next one. We have Sadiq in the Ramadan Gift. And again, same author, illustrators are John Sakar. The summary is Sadiq and his friends from school decide to create a club called the Moneymakers Club to help create a fundraiser for Al Itkar, which is a Somali school, after the teacher mentions the idea in class. The characters in this story, we have Sadiq, his friends, Mr. Sami, which is his teacher, and then we have Nurali, which is Sadiq's brother, older brother. The central ideas um, is you and a group of friends can find a cause to contribute to in order to help your community. The important events that occurred is that the teacher asked the students about Ramadan and the significance of Sadaqah, which is charity. The big takeaway is this book teaches you about the importance of giving back and helping those that are less fortunate than you. You were able to learn about friendship disagreement that eventually was resolved through communication and understanding of other people's perspective. So that is the third book that we have looked at. Now we're on the fourth one. We have Sadiq and the Bridge Builder. Again, the author is Saman Nurali and Ajan Sakar. The summary for this is the librarian at Sadiq's school starts a building club. Sadiq and his friends decide to join the building club. In this book, you will discover what Sadiq and his friends do when tasked with building a model city. The characters are Sadiq, his family, which includes Aliyah, his sister, Nurali, his older brother, Baba, his father, Julio, his mother, Mrs. Hansel, which is the school librarian, Mr. Jesse, who's an engineer, Manny and Zaza, who's Sadiq's friends, and then finally the bridge builder team members who were a point of the team for the building club. The central idea for this book was anyone can make or join a builder's club. You can attempt to solve real world problems with scale models. Engineering can be fun. Important events that occurred was it's been raining all week, forcing the kids to stay in the house. And then the morning announcements introducing the Block O Building Club hosted by the school librarian. And then the major takeaway for this one is the key to life is perseverance. Do not give up when something fails. Keep trying to improve and make it better. Hard work does pay off. And then finally, we have the fifth book in this book talk, which is Sadiq in the Community Garden. Again, the author is Saman Nurali, and this time the illustrator is Christos Scoutis. The summary of this one, we have Sadiq and his family walk past an empty lot on the way to the library. The empty lot looked like it could be used for something. In this book, you will discover what Sadiq, his family, and classmates do with the empty lot within the community. The characters in this story, we have Sadiq, his family, Mrs. Battersby, which is the science teacher, his classmates, and neighbors from the community. The central idea for this book, the book focused on community service projects. So that's the main idea here. Important events that occurred was Sadiq telling his mother, also known as Huya in the Somali language, about the empty lot that they walked past, and the mother called the city officials and asked what are the intentions for the lot. She discovers that if the community cleans it up, the community can allocate it for something. So those are the important events that happen. And then the major takeaway from this book is that people can make an impact within their own neighborhoods using with community service. Thank you so much. I appreciate you watching and attending my book talk. Here is my references and here's my Bitmoji again saying thank you. I hope that you have a great day.